It's the end of another race weekend and another video on Sergio Perez, because he's low-hanging fruit and these make a ton of money. As we entered the British Grand Prix, it appeared as if things couldn't get much worse for the ex-Mexican Minister of Defense. He'd fallen to 5th in the driver's standings, been out-qualified twice by gun laws here, and was facing rumours that his Red Bull team felt placing a washed-up Daniel Ricciardo in the car would yield better results. Perez hoped to silence his critics come qualifying. Then qualifying happened, and all of a sudden those rumours were getting louder and louder. We've got some new updates to dive into then. Oh, and if you did click on this video expecting a real try not to laugh challenge, well, this will probably fill your boots.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful. I'm really looking forward to this year, and just want to hit track. I want to really get my best season in F1. So.
But before we get to that, how would you like to be less fat? It's a question I'm asked a fair bit down in the comments section below, though in my defense, when you're so busy day to day, it's hard to prep a nutritional meal, never mind actually follow through with making it. That's where HelloFresh come in. These guys got me through university a few years ago, so when they got in touch about sponsoring this video, I couldn't really say no. HelloFresh do all the difficult meal prep for you, sending boxes full of quality ingredients straight from the farm to your door, along with your choice from their extensive catalogue of mouth-watering recipes. They're also super flexible when it comes to delivery, so if you're going away on holiday, you can easily pause your boxes or even update your address and have them delivered anyway. Recipes are also super easy to follow. I mean, if I could get through them without burning my kitchen down, I think anyone can. If you're interested, click the link in the description and use my code on screen to get 10 free meals, plus free appetizers for life. One appetizer item per box while subscription is active if you're in the US. Outside the US, the local discount will still apply. Find out more using the QR code on screen now. And a massive thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring this segment of the video. So as a bit of background, this has been Sergio Perez's 4th season with the Red Bull outfit. And in that time, he's gone from a beloved journeyman of the sport to a useless sack of piss everyone hopes will f*** off into the sunset. It's fair to say those people weren't so pleased when Red Bull announced a contract extension with the Mexican lasting until the end of 2026. I remember I said at the time that this decision would lose the team the 2024 Constructors' Championship. And you know what? That might just be one of my rare takes this year that has aged well. Since that announcement ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix, Perez has scored an utterly mind-boggling 11 points for the team. The gap back from Red Bull to Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship in that time has actually increased from 24 points to 71. And yes, like you, I'm surprised the Scuderia are still there somehow. What's far more concerning to Milton Keynes is the threat posed by McLaren. The Papaya army of 5-year-olds remain in P3, but have brought the gap down from 92 points to 78. And frankly, that could have been a whole lot worse if the team weren't bottling their chances like a barista juggling their coffee cups on a Monday morning. Yeah, I tried getting AI to write that one, and it's f***ing shit, isn't it? Theoretically, if the Woking squad continue to drive Norris to suicide, they won't get close to surpassing Red Bull by the season's end. But with the team appearing to go from strength to strength with every weekend, it's really time for both Red Bull drivers to step up to the plate. That's just not happening, however, and rather than stepping up to the plate, Sergio Perez has taken said piece of crockery and has been busy jamming bits of it up his arse instead of performing like an actual F1 driver. The British Grand Prix was a perfect example of this, Checo entering the weekend with fresh doubts surrounding his future with the team, before proceeding to answer his critics by spinning off on his outlap in Q1. That left him on the back foot for the race, which in fairness saw Red Bull's Ferrari department shove the 11 car on Inters and cause him to end the race 2 laps down from eventual race winner Hamilton. And while the 3 remaining Checo fans have used this to jump to his defense, it's not like the Mexican was making storming progress before that. I mean, well done, you've passed Daniel Ricciardo. Here, have a medal. It appears that now enough is enough, and that 2-year deal Sergio signed back at the start of June is a little bit more complicated than originally thought. Rumoured amongst the many pages of his F1 contract are specific performance clauses, which in layman's terms state that if Perez keeps driving like he's got a few extra chromosomes, then that contract is worth about as much as a Lewis Hamilton fan's opinion. Depending on who you ask, these clauses require Checo to either not be in P6 or lower before the summer break, or have over 100 points less than Max Verstappen. Well, if this was bingo, then our man here would have a full house. So it's time to get rid, and since Yuki Tsunoda apparently doesn't meet the height requirement for the Red Bull ride, who's stepping up into that car after the summer break? Daniel Ricciardo may well be clinging to an F1 future by the skin of his teeth himself, but it now appears Red Bull still feel he could be a better option if they want to jettison Perez. The Honey Badger is back claiming he never left for about the 6th time this season, having beaten Yuki Tsunoda at 3 of the last 4 races. It's worth remembering that Yuki handed him at least one of these though. The other option for the team is to send its reserve driver Liam Lawson straight into the main outfit, and it appears that might not quite be so outlandish as it first looks. The Kiwi drove the RB20 for a filming day following Silverstone, and also has a test penciled in for one of the old AlphaTauri chassis that survived the early years of Tsunoda. These are, of course, not auditions for a full-time F1 seat, if you listen to Christian Horner anyway. Just like the same thing last year for Danny Rick wasn't an audition to send De Vries back over to the Vacuum Cleaner World Championship. With the changeable conditions on the weekend and Perez not setting a representative lap time because he crashed before he got the chance, it won't be so easy to compare the data between the two drivers. But given what Lawson did on short notice in 2023, he could well be worth taking the gamble. I mean, what have they really got to lose? Whether it be Ricciardo or Lawson who end up filling Checo's vacated seat, either option solves Red Bull's other massive headache right now, as the team have until September to guarantee Liam a full-time drive before he's free to ruin his career at somewhere like Alpine. The third option might be to replace Ricciardo with Lawson, in the hope that the Kiwi can do a slightly better job at motivating the Mexican than Daniel did. Personally, I kind of hope this doesn't happen, as I feel like Daniel could well still turn a corner, and there was another reason in my script, but this throbbing stiffy has gotten in the way. The fact of the matter is, whatever Red Bull decide to change, they need to do it, and fast. The field is quickly converging in on itself now, and drivers like Checo no longer have anywhere left to hide. Even if the team hold on to their constructors' lead this year, there's no chance of that happening if things follow the same trajectory in 2025. And if the 2026 rules continue to piss the teams off, there's still every chance they get pushed back a year, similar to how the ground effect rules were postponed a season back to 2022. Ironically, that decision produced the now famous 2021 season, or infamous depending on your nationality. Sergio Perez played a significant role in securing that first Drivers' Championship for Max Verstappen that year. Yet now we find the shoe on the other foot, and it's about to ram its way so far up Checo's arse it will make shoelaces out of his ribcage. If the team have the opportunity with the performance clauses to get out of their partnership now, they need to exercise them, because just like they've said themselves, this form is not sustainable anymore. Perez says that last little bit of performance is just around the corner, claiming, quote, "We're about to unlock a couple of tenths from our side." While Checo may think he's some kind of clairvoyant now, has anyone just checked to see if he hasn't had a stroke? The Mexican ended off his defence by pointing to the fact that he has in fact beaten Max Verstappen recently. And in fairness to him, that is true, but it was at the British Grand Prix's free practice too, and Max opted not to set a rival lap on fresh tyres. Geez, this has progressed from funny to just sad at this point. I think it's just best that we end on this. After the race on Sunday, Sergio Perez put the following out on Instagram. "We tried everything. We took risks with the strategy and it didn't work for us. Time to turn the page and prepare for the next couple of races. Our time will come. We never give up. No, Checo, please. Fucking give up already."
Sometimes when I can't find my room, I'll just sit and hold